Hi guys, this is going to be the tutorial that's going to show you how to make this crocheted mesh twirly head cover. And for this project, all you're going to need is worsted weight yarn, 4 ply for the US or 10 ply for the UK, and a 5mm hook or a size H hook. And you can make any kind of flower as long as it's not too huge, or a bow. One lady mentioned a butterfly, anything like that. So you're going to need to make a flower of some kind. And I'm not going to be showing you how to make the flower for this tutorial. Just going to show you how to make the actual head cover itself. So what you'll need is that, and also a marker. And I have two sizes. I made one for my 5-year-old daughter. So I say the size is about 4 years to 8 years old, something like that. But for this tutorial, I'm going to be making an adult. So what you do to start is you want to chain 70. This is for the headband. So if 70 is way too big for you, then maybe you want to start with a little less. But for this tutorial, I'm going to be chaining 70 for the adult size. And if you want the pattern for the child size, then you can see the link underneath this video, and you can look at the pattern there. So go ahead and chain 70. I'll see you back here in a moment. Okay, once you have your chain of 70, make sure that it's not twisted. Then you can fold it up like this. And each stitch has 3 pieces of yarn, the top and the bottom loop, and then the middle. So what I want you to do for this first connection is to go under 2 of them. So you have 2 stitches at the top and 1 at the bottom. And I want you to single crochet. I should say slip stitch, sorry. I want you to slip stitch. Just like that, to make your ring. Now in the second chain here, the one that you didn't slip stitch in, I want you to do a single crochet. This time you're only going to be going through 1. Let me show you here. You're only going through the top loop, leaving the other 2 at the bottom now. I'm also going to be working over this small tail here. So you want to be doing 1 single crochet using that top loop only all the way around. And when you get to the end, you should have 69 stitches. You should lose 1 in this. And what you want to do is go in through this first connection area, grab another color of yarn, and you can use it to mark your first stitch. So just continue to do this. Don't single crochet so tightly. It's okay if it twists a little bit. As it gets larger, it will straighten itself out some. So continue that around. I'll see you back here in a moment. Okay, I'm getting to the last stitch here. It's kind of a weird stitch. You almost want to skip it and go into this one, but don't do that. Make sure you get this last stitch and count your stitches. Make sure that you have 69. And when you do, and you're back here again, then for round 2, you want to single crochet 1 in the next 2 stitches. And what I'm going to do with this very first stitch of mine is I'm going to go not just into the stitch, but down below the stitch. You see how they all have this loop that runs along the bottom? That's the stitch I'm going to use, because as you can see, it's not even here. So to better even it up, I want to go down, and I guess it's the one that's in my stitch marker that's below my first stitch here. I'm going to go into that first stitch and single crochet my first one there. It's going to help pull it up. See how it made it a little bit more even? So that's my first single crochet. And then my second single crochet, I'm just going to go into the stitch as normal. Now once you've got your first two single crochets, then I want you to do a single crochet decrease, which is just going in through the stitch and pulling up a loop. Then insert your hook in the next stitch as well, pull up a loop, and then you want to draw your yarn through all 3 loops. Now you want to single crochet 1 in the next 2 stitches, and then you want to do a decrease again. And you're going to repeat this for the entirety of the round, putting 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then doing a single crochet decrease. And at the end of this round, you should have 52 stitches. I did my 2 single crochets and my single crochet decrease, and at the very last 2 stitches of this round, you will also need to do a single crochet decrease in order to get the 52 stitches that you need. Now you're back at the beginning again, and for rounds 3 through 5, you're just going to be putting 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So if you want to move up your marker here to help remind you that this is your first stitch and your beginning of your 3 rows, go ahead. If not, then you can just count 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. You need a total of 5 rows. So for the next 3 rounds, just put 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and you should still have 52 stitches. Okay, I'm at the end of round 5, and now for round 6, you want to chain 1, and then go right into your first stitch of the round and double crochet into that first stitch. And then chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and in the next stitch, put a double crochet. And you will want to repeat this until you have 17 double crochets. Simply going to chain 1, skip a stitch, and then in the next stitch, do a double crochet. Chain 1, skip a stitch, and then in the next stitch, do a double crochet till you have 17 double crochets. Remember, this is your very first double crochet. It goes from the single crochet right to the double crochet, so keep that in mind. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to continue until I have a total of 17. Just chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. Okay, just got done. I just want to make sure that I have 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. So I just got done with my 17. I haven't chained 1 yet. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to chain 1 and turn. Now you have the back facing you. Now you want to yarn over and double crochet into this first double crochet. And chain 1. You're going to be doing the same thing you did last round. Double crochet, chain 1. You're going to be working though only in the tops of the double crochet. So double crochet, chain 1, move over to the next double crochet, and in the top of that stitch you want to put a double crochet. Then again, chain 1, move over to the next double crochet, do a double crochet, chain 1, and then just continue to do this all the way down till you get to your last double crochet, and I'll see you back here. Okay, I just double crocheted into my last double crochet, and again you want to chain 1 and turn, and then in your very first space put a double crochet. Most people will complain that you're supposed to chain 2 at the beginning, but I don't like to do that. I would rather chain 1 and elongate my stitch from the side, because it just doesn't show up as much by doing that, but it's up to you. So once you get your double crochet into your previous double crochet, again you'll be chaining 1 and working a double crochet in your double crochets this direction. Double crochet, chain 1, move to your next double crochet. You're going to be doing the exact same thing that you did last round, and you're going to repeat this until you have 6 rows like this. So you've already completed 2 full ones, you're starting on your 3rd. So just keep doing it until you have 6 rows of this double crochet mesh. Okay, I just got done with my 6th row mesh, and now I just want to turn my work over. This is the headband part. I know it kind of feels a little weird. You can always put a border on here if you like. If you're more advanced, you can put a single crochet reverse crab stitch on here or something like that, but when you wear it, it'll stretch it out. So anyway, now that you're done with your 6 crochet mesh rows and you're at the end of your row here, you want to chain 50. So go ahead and chain 50, and I will see you back here in a moment. Okay, once you have your chain of 50 done, okay, I'm going to show you how to make the twirls with this lighter color since my color has run dark. So what you do to make the twirls is after you have your chain of 50, you want to count 3 chains down from the hook, and in the 3rd chain from the hook you want to put 4 double crochets. 2, 3, and 4. This first one you'll always do 4 double crochets because this chain 2 on the end will count as your 5th. From here into the rest of the stitches you'll put 5 double crochets into the same stitch. I recommend doing this for at least 12 stitches, or until you have at least 5, little twirls. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. At least 5 little twirls. But you can make them only 4 or 6, it's up to you. So I have 4 and then 5 double crochets worked in the same stitch. So I did this for a total of 12 stitches, so this is 1, 2. So now for my third stitch, you'll put 5 double crochets. And you want to continue this for a total of 12 stitches, putting 5 double crochets in each stitch. So there's my third. So here's my 4th stitch. And just continue to put 5 double crochets till you have 12 stitches done. And I'll see you back here in a moment. Okay, when you're done, and as you go, you can keep twisting it to do your twirl and you have 5 rows of twirls here. What you want to do is go into the next stitch and slip stitch. Chain 1 and cut your yarn, leaving enough of a tail to be worked in with a tapestry needle because you don't want to have any tails hanging out the back. And how I hide this tail is I will thread my tapestry needle. I'll find the top of my twirl here. And this is where it lays down flat. I'll go down into the center of my twirl and come out the points. And then I just pull my tail through. Then you want to pull out your twirl and then cut your yarn on the end of that twirl. And then now you can make your twirl nice and pretty again. And there you go. That's how you make the twirl on the end of your chain 50. So when you're ready to reattach your next area, you're always going to be skipping 1 double crochet and going into the next. So you're only going to be putting a twirl every other one. So here, then here, and then here. You'll always be skipping 1 in between. So to be able to hide your tails, what you want to do is when you create your slip knot, you want to create it a little bit farther down so that this tail can be hidden later with a tapestry needle. And what you want to do is I usually have the inside facing me, because see, this is how you would put it on. So I have the inside facing me, and I find my next double crochet that I need to attach it to, which would be this one. I go into the top, stitch, and then I just slip stitch my color on like that. See, you have this tail that you'll be able to work in up through the mesh, your double crochet row here, to hide it. And then again, you want to chain 50. 6, 7, 8. Anyway, so I showed you how to hide the tail for your twirls. Just want to show you real quick. When you get done with your twirl and whatnot, I feed it down through this double crochet row. Just like that. And I pull it through. And then I will pull it back, because you can guarantee somebody else is going to pull it. And then pull it down just a little bit. Get my scissors. And I cut the excess. And that's how you'll hide your tails from here every time. Always make sure that you leave a little extra yarn before you make your slip knot. And then you're going to be making your twirl just like you did chain 50, then make your twirl on every end. And remember, you're always going to be attaching every other one. You're always going to have 1 double crochet in between each chain 50 in your twirl. So you continue to do that all the way down, and you should have 1 here on the very end, just like you had 1 on this very end. So you'll have 1 ending on this one as well. So continue to do that, and I'll see you back here when you get done. Okay, once you have all of your little twirls done, you want to lay your project out, keeping these chains from being twisted as much as you can. Also, you want it to be facing with the right side out, so the band part of it is, the loose part is down, because you want to put this flower or whatever bow on the back. So you have it all like this. Back out a little. Then choose a flower. This is just a flower I already had made. So once you got your flower made, you just want to get one of the bottom stitches like this. Just grabbing one of the loops, attaching my yarn to it, by slip stitching. Okay, you want to chain 5. 3, 4, 5. Because you want it to be able to grab all of your chains and not be too loose so that the chains fall, but you still want to be able to move them, so you don't want to actually attach them to the chains. So what I do is I just simply chain 5 like this. Then I will get my chains about halfway, so halfway between the mesh and the twirls. Get my flower here, and I will get my flower, lay it on top of it with my chain underneath, and I'll flip it over. Do this. See, my chain is on this side, and all I want to do is simply slip stitch back onto my flower again. The opposite, here's where I attached it, so I just want to do it on the other side to keep the flower in the middle. And I'm just going to slip stitch onto the other side of the flower to close my chain. Then chain 1 and pull your yarn. And then you can kind of twist it back around. You can see your chains here. And now you can adjust by pulling the chains tighter if you want. And then hide your tail back into the flower. And there you go. That is how you make one of these crocheted mesh twirly head covers. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and that it was easy to follow. Please don't forget to like and share this video, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.